Greetings, technology enthusiasts. I am Chandrahas and I am delighted to be here with you representing CyberBrainer. Do you not believe that the technology sector is advancing at an unprecedented rate, making this an opportune moment to acquire the skills that will facilitate your progress? With CyberBrainer, we are empowering you to take control of your own future. At CyberBrainer, we do not merely impart your interests. We assert that information is power, yet it is the application of knowledge that distinguishes you. Our courses are meant to equip you with essential skills, whether you are pursuing data science, understanding artificial intelligence, or delving into cybersecurity. Let us commence the session and seize the future today. Thank you.
We will start today with User Security Group, User-Based Security Group. Now we understood that when we have a role and it is enabled for an organization, but when we have a user-based security group that works on tenant level, when you have such user security groups which works on tenant level. Now, what do we do in that scenario? As I gave you an example that when you have, certain situations where you want that your organization which you have basically needs to have a security administrator or system administrator, and those processes are very important. Because you need somebody who can take control of the tenant. It is not possible that you don't give the control to anybody. Someone in the organization should be a security administrator. Now, that person is a very important person. If I have to create such security group, the task is same, create security group. This is my task. And then you have type of tenanted security group. Let's say I have user-based security group. Now it is there. And let's say I'll put something like willy7_sys or I'll say security administrator. This is the name I have put. I know the spelling is always, somewhere or the other I make a mistake. Security admin. Now in the user-based security, there is no role assignation. You see, it says administered by security group. Now what does that mean? Well, because we are making a user-based security which does not work on organization level, we cannot assign a role. But this also has to be controlled by somebody. It is not possible that, I'll just go ahead and give the complete freedom. They can do any changes, they can make any changes. By default, what we do there is a Workday Security Administrator default role, not role, but security group. And that security group is the custodian of the Workday tenant. We always make sure that that particular security administrator is able to manage this security group. If they are also not able to manage, then whoever has been assigned this security group, they will have all the powers, and we don't want to give that. This is how a user-based security group is created. By default, the security administrator role is there. And I'm going to go ahead and assign that they can administer or manage this particular security group. Now, whoever will become the part of it, they will have the same kind of permissions, but you will have to assign it. Now, how will you assign it? The same way. How you assign the permissions on role-based security. And then we will also see how will you assign the permission on business process security policy. That also we will see. But the permission assignation will work exactly the same way, guys. If you are giving permissions of functional area, pick that functional area. give view and modify all the permissions because this is a security administrator profile. You can give any permissions. There is no restrictions as such. You choose the functional area, maybe personal data. I'm just giving you an example because we have seen that. In real-time scenario, this is done by the security administrator. See, what did I say? When you get the Workday from Workday team, they do the initial implementation and give the tenant back to you, correct? That's how exactly it works. In that case, what happens? You will go ahead and get this particular security group which I've shown you, the default security administrator group. Someone will be a default security administrator. Once he or she becomes a default security administrator, they can go ahead and create those custom groups. Now you see I have the complete folder. What I'll do, I'll just go ahead and give the permission of view and modifier. Again, I'll go into edit permissions. Same way, there is no change. That's the reason I wanted to make sure you understand this. I'm adding it here only. You see this security administrator. And I'm giving view and modify both. Earlier I gave only view. Now I'm going to go ahead and give the integration permissions also, which is get and put, because this is a security group which is responsible for doing any activity. Now I'll go ahead and click on. And you see I still have that in yellow. What does that mean? I'll have to activate it. Otherwise it will not work. Let it complete. It is still processing. Then activate pending security policy changes. Confirm and click on. Now it is ready. That user security group has got all the permissions to view and modify for the personal data. You go into any functional area and you can go ahead and give the permissions directly. There is no problem at all. Then I don't have anything more to add on this, guys. We discussed the role-based security group. Then we also discussed user-based security group. Then we also understood how a role is created, how a role-based security group is created, how do we assign it. Then finally, once we have assigned the role, how do we assign the permissions? The similar way, you created a user-based security group. We understood the difference between constraint and unconstrained. And a user-based security group is always unconstrained because there is no limitation. Whatever permissions you are going to give, it will be more like, you modify all the permissions. Someone with that type of security group has got a very huge power in the tenant. you need some security groups to monitor or administer. By default, the security administrator of the tenant is made the owner of that particular security group as well. This is how it works. This is how the security functions. Now, this was just about the data. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel.